Hey guys, Charles Rudibaugh. I'm back. So I got this video for you here that's going to explain to you how to get in the best shape of your life and build the biggest business imaginable all at the same time. Watch this. So I went for my run this morning. I'm on my 12-month total transformation. Today I was running more higher intensity than I ever have in a long time, right around my anaerobic threshold. If you know anything about heart rate training, maybe you don't. Everyone's wearing these heart rate trainers these days. Let me share with you a little about what I learned as in exercise physiology and how this works. And you guys know, as an Ironman triathlete, doing all the stuff I used to do, training for ultra marathons, training in certain heart rate zones is the key. And I'll relate all of this to business towards the end. Check this out. So first you got to know what your maximum heart rate is. And that's going to always be 220 minus your age. Why is that? I don't know. That's what the scientists said it is. And that's these smart physiology scientists, right? So for me, that's 220 minus 34, so that would be 186, right? That's 186. Now for me, my resting heart rate is, my resting heart rate, it would be, for me, it's about 60. 60. Right, average men my age are around 70, 75. I've been pretty fit for quite a while. I'm still actually in better shape than most men. But 60 is not where it used to be. I used to be 40. It used to be 25, 29 for a short period of time. For a few months there, it was 29. But it was easily in my 30s for several years, and 40s for many years. So, but this is your zone now. This is the range you have of heart rate to even play in, right? And so what people to understand is where you're going to, and I'm going to relate all this to business towards the end. Here is called your aerobic zone. Aerobic zone. Here is your anaerobic. Anaerobic. This is no air. This is with air. This is with no air. And this is your glycolytic zone. Your glycolytic zone, glycolytic, glucose. Carbohydrate burning zone. Now, here's what I was saying this morning. I was on my run, running around my AT threshold. Here is, let me use a different color here because now it's about to get crazy on you guys. This is a really sciencey, important, tough stuff to learn, but we can do it. This is your AT threshold. This is your anaerobic threshold, right? And it's actually a line, right? And when you cross this line, don't cross the line, right? If you cross the line, you end up building a lot more lactic acid, and you can't buffer the hydrogen ions and creating lactic acid in the body, and you can't maintain it for more than a few minutes, and you're going to end up falling back down. You're going to slow back down or take intensity off. And so this is your line. You cross the anaerobic threshold. Here you're burning mostly carbohydrates, glucose. Right here you're burning mostly air, aerobic. It's aerobic cellular respiration with the mitochondria and all that. Now there's not really like a line you cross when you go from burning air to burning carbohydrates. It's a gradient. It's just a matter of more and more, a percentage of more and more carbs you're burning down versus fat. And so from all my long distance, ultra marathon and Ironman training stuff, I always wanted to be down here at around 55%, 60%. You know what I mean? 60, like 65% of my max heart rate. And because if I knew my AT threshold, it's like 92%, right? That's when I'm going to really go anaerobic. Now, so you can check, well, what do you mean these percentages? How do I know what percentage my percentage is, you could say, to know what zone I should be in? Well, you know that around 55-60% is going to be your aerobic threshold. What you do is you just do a little bit of math, right? And so I memorized the math, but you can write here. So you do your 220 minus your H, you do your max heart rate. Right? Then you minus your resting heart rate, and that gives you a total, right? That gives you your total workable heart rate range. So 186 minus 60 would take me down to 126, right? 86, that would be 126. So 126 would be my workable heart rate range. And then I can know that as you start running, you start riding your bike, you start realizing, you can start to feel it. Down here in this easy zone is very maintainable, sustainable. And it's so easy in business to work in this sustainable, easy pace that's maintainable for a very long time. But it's not going to really improve your fitness level, and it's not going to raise the bar for you. It's not going to raise your anaerobic threshold. you got to really start to put the effort on. The effort starts to happen. It moves you up into this zone. And you really start pushing it. Right? But if I want to go, I would just do 55 times 55%. Times 55%. 55% of my heart rate. And then I'm going to add back on my resting heart rate. Resting. Then you would add back on your resting heart rate at the end, because that's a part of the heart rate zone. You can't change that. You can't. You always have that minimum, because that's just existing. Right? So when you're in business, it's so easy to just kick back and stay easy. You know, in the beginning, you launch your business and you're pushing it, and then it's easy to get comfortable. And this is a real sustainable pace down here, which is important. You got to be able to sustain yourself. But the real growth happens when you're anaerobic. You know, and the real results happen when you push to the limit. And this is not a sustainable zone. This is called your 90-day blitz zone. You got to cross the line. You got to go into your blitz. And what the real professionals do, I learned this from E. Thomas, from Eric Thomas, the millionaire maker. This guy, you know, he talks about fourth quarter living. And that's how I live my life, is fourth quarter living. I'm gonna be 90-day blitz, and then I'm gonna come back down here to my resting. You know, I'm gonna draw like a bed right here, right? And this is you, right, laying in bed, right? Because you're now back down here, you know, and you're resting, and you're getting charged up to go on another 90-day blitz. And so what the amateurs do is they just take it easy all the time and put a little bit of effort when they feel like it, instead of doing a concerted effort for a brief period of time and then resting. And it's this anaerobic threshold. When you cross that line, you know that you crossed the line, and now you're into a zone that's not sustainable. And that's okay. It's not supposed to be. You're making it a sacrifice. It's temporarily uncomfortable, but then you come back and you get to rest. And you take time off and you rest and you have lifestyle. And most people, the amateurs, are just working all the time, and they're amateur workaholics working forever. What I do is just work stronger and work smarter and work harder, being more efficient. And that's how, this is the same way if you're going to get onto your brand new Fix the Body, Fix It, you know, fitness program. I'm on a 12-month fitness program, a 12-month total transformation. And right now, I've just been running, you know, going on easy jogs. Easy jogs, 55%, 60% heart rate zone, easy, very aerobic. I want to build up my aerobic tempo again, you know. And today I just pushed it for the first time, right up into this zone. You see, we got to keep pushing it. We got to keep pushing it. And maybe I'll go to the track sometime and put out some sprints and work on some speed work. But for right now, I'm a beginner. I'm a beginner in the fitness business, getting back into the fitness exercise game. And I'm just going easy. But maybe you're not a beginner in business, and maybe you're not a beginner as an entrepreneur. Maybe it's time to go on a blitz. Maybe you were on a blitz. Maybe you used to blitz. Maybe you used to go hard and be extreme and be intense and work hard for a brief period of time. And that's how you launched your company. But now maybe you got to go back to your roots and getting back in the trenches and going on another blitz and going hardcore and crossing the line again. So this is Heart Rate Training with Charles Rudibaugh. We'll see all you entrepreneurs on the other side. Bye.